Okay, start anytime.
Okay, can everybody see the screen?
Yep,
Well,
we can see it.
okay, awesome. Good morning, everybody. My name is Sandra Veledar, and I'm the founder and CEO at I.Liv Performance, a startup that is bringing to market a personal, professional, and leadership performance platform with an integrated mobile app. So the I.Liv system was born from my own personal experience as a tech executive, balancing my career, family, and personal well-being. When faced with my own burnout, I applied my professional expertise in business transformation and agile delivery to create a sustainable system. And then, having figured it out for myself, I felt compelled to help others do the same. So we have developed and refined our solution over the past 2 years. And while our system can benefit everybody, we are championing at this stage the support for mid-career professional women. In today's world, the never-ending demands are coming at us from every direction. To truly grasp what the overwhelming pressure can feel like as a professional woman, we have to look beyond the competing priorities at work, but also consider family expectations, responsibilities, the social commitments, the need to care for our mental and physical health, and of course, the nonstop social media and the news cycles certainly are not helping us. Simply put, demands of modern life create chaos for women. As a result, many women are exiting the workforce faster than they are advancing. The trend is marked by two critical, well-documented drop-offs during the mid-career stage. First, there's the broken rung, where women are promoted not at the same time as men, creating a pipeline shortage that's never being able to catch up on. And then secondly, there's the director level drop-off, where for every one woman promoted, 2 women leave. The reason for this is not lack of our professional skills. It's stress, burnout, and then ultimately resulting in poor work-life balance due to the marathon of demands we face, and then that coupled with the limited opportunities for career advancement. Our goal and mission is to solve for the number 1 and number 2 reasons, the things that are within women's control. This phenomenon costs organizations also in very tangible ways. The cost of turnover is estimated at 50 to 400% per salary and up to $10 million for burning out an executive, plus measurable decrease in companies' bottom line. The lack of representation at the senior management level also hinders innovation and leadership effectiveness, as gender inequality weakens the collaboration, transformational aspects of leadership, and alignment with company mission. We are not just looking to help the women individually, but also to help organizations solve these challenges and through the cost of turnover and the ripple effect it creates. At I.Liv, we're bringing to market a solution for building a stronger leadership pipeline. We believe the investment is first required into the retention. Let's stop the leak before adding more into the pipes. We believe that the success starts with a solid foundation. So our I.Liv foundation solution is a retention solution that leads women to master competing priorities among the chaos of modern life. And then building on that foundation, we build women leaders with our Lead for Outcomes tech-powered leadership solution that equips participants with applied business acumen. Together, these build a thriving leadership pipeline that organically attracts more talent, realizing an improved return on recruitment investments. Because women, we know and we are well documented, women will come and stay at organizations where they can see themselves at every level. Our solution tackles the key challenges women face at the root, providing them with a mobile app that stays with them, guiding their days to be and feel more successful, and across, not just at work, but across all aspects of life. And then serving up micro-learned content to get them there, and then powerful measured indicators to inform their journey. The top outcomes our participants have reported include a high boost in self-confidence that brings a sense of being in control back to life, higher effective productivity with an improved ability to prioritize, and increased personal life balance due to increased organization of demands across all aspects of life. Research links these outcomes to retention and success in the workplace with increased productivity. We're also very proud to share our high NPS scores and some key testimonials here. The I.Liv platform is ready for companies to adopt and roll out across their workforce. we provide corporations with a high impact, low cost, sustainable solution for deployment. And these here we show some of our corporate partners that we have worked with or are working with in various formats, including some women's organizations with mission alignment. What does the I.Liv platform look like in action at its glory? So from our experience over the past 2 years, this is the best format that we have tested and learned from that sets up women for success and also works for professional work settings. So our platform is comprehensive and goes beyond just connecting or just teaching to drive real and sustainable change through the Learn, Practice, Connect approach that we license in its entirety. So a group of like-minded employees connect in a cohort setting. These can be designed to meet the needs of the organization, learn components, teach proven performance strategies and techniques with training sessions that we provide materials for, and also a digital program that's accessible at everybody's own pace. And then the mobile app puts the learnings into action for sustainable outcomes. Our go-to-market strategy is to target mid to large size organizations in consulting, tech, and finance sectors. And having worked with over 100 women over the past years in various learn cycles, we show our earned I.Liv ambassadors that are working to bring us to their organization and filling the top of our sales funnel. The market re-entering is big and getting bigger, so the spend on outside training products is significant and increasing as the organizations are decreasing their spend on internal L&D capabilities. It's also very fragmented and noisy. There's a very large variety of HR homegrown or off-the-shelf solutions that provide limited impact. And then on the other hand, there are service-based training solutions that can be highly impactful, but at a high cost per participant that limits the reach and leaves participants with no personal tool for continuous support. So we are building the next generation solution that delivers impact and provides a sustainable personal productivity tool that supports women as they navigate the career through various phases of life. We are the women in tech and consulting who we are focused on helping. We figured our own way forward and proved it then also in our corporate careers with nearly 100% retention on our tech teams, even during the Great Resignation. Now we've dedicated to scale that impact that we know we can make. We have a solid technology team that has led the development of our tech platform designed to scale with security and privacy by design baked in. And recently we've added strategic digital marketing support. Over the past 2 years, we've built our product, the app and the platform itself, the digital programs, and ran test and learn cycles with over 100 women. Our current focus is to build traction with a corporate licensing market approach. And in the future, we want to also evolve the AI technology to develop a contextualization engine for just-in-time delivery of the next best action. We are focused on building a very efficient and profitable business. So we're looking to raise around $350,000 to build our sales and support functions and app advancements, including AI. Because we have already built our product, we feel like we can get ourselves to profitability within 3 years, and we feel confident we can get 36 customers earning 2.1 million with just over 1.5 million recurring by year 3. And thank you so much for listening, and I'm super excited to hear all of your questions and comments.
Great, thanks, Sandra. Okay, Jen, you're going to kick off our feedback this time, so you can take it away with any comments.
In full disclosure, I've worked with Sandra and Dana through Invest Ottawa, so I have a little more context for the background and the evolution. So nice job, Sandra. And I think similar to Dallas, I like that you're starting with your personal story. I think it brings credibility to what you've built and is a proof point for how it can work and can be effective. I think that said, and I'm interested in what David and Nolan's comments are here, but I think it's still not really clear what the actual product or solution is. And so there's still a lot going on. I know it can do a lot, and there's a lot of elements to it. But I think for the the investor and the person seeing this for the first time, there's still something missing in terms of getting really quickly to a clear description of what this solution actually is. And then I think I would say the other piece that I'd like to see more on is the go-to-market, the revenue model. I know that's you've been working on some chips there, so I know there's reasons why, but I think over the course of these few weeks, we'd like to see that section get stronger, because it felt like you went through some of it quite quickly. I wasn't quite sure. There was an inverted pyramid chart. I wasn't quite clear on what that actually was and how that was connecting to some of the other outcomes. So those would be the two areas that I think need some work. What I did like, and I think maybe could use some even more explaining around, was you're using this with some big brands today. So a little more, like to David's comment on the last one, you had the customers and you had the logos there. But it wasn't quite clear what they were doing with you and how you can take that experience and turn that into the growth that you're aiming for.
Great. Thanks, Jen.
Thank you,
Okay,
Jen.
David, over to you.
Thanks, Sandra. It was very informative. I enjoyed the presentation. The slides were good. Like just on the mechanics of it, they flowed fairly well. But I think because you had such a short time frame, I think it was more like you were reading from a pitch, trying to get through the slide to make your time frame. So I think if you relaxed it a little bit, it would come across a little bit more natural. But your enthusiasm was high, so that was really good. When I saw the slide about the market and the amounts, like you had a the standard quadrant, and there was a lot in there. There was a huge amount in there. And my question or my advice would be like something like you had Noom in there, NOOM, and do they really need to be in there? Like, do all those companies, are they really direct competitors? I realize they're competing for the female market in many cases, but are they really doing what you're doing? And I don't think some of them are. And so what I would do is I would relax that down a little bit and put just really the ones that are true directors for helping women achieve their performance. And then that way it doesn't look so scary. You know, the hundreds are like, oh my God, there's a lot of people out there. And I don't think there are as many as that chart would suggest.
Yeah, thank you for that. If I just ask just a follow-up question on that, because yes, I agree, Noom or actually more where we get Calm is nothing like what we're doing. But this is we added the stuff in there as a response to constantly being asked how we are different than Calm, which is and maybe it comes back to Jen saying that it's not clear yet how we're different, but that's one of the things like so we added it to show that it's nothing like us, like at all. And so just a little bit like, anyways, just to say,
I understand.
Like,
I guess my point is not the individual ones. My point is you don't need 20 in there. There's probably 5 or 6 that are the key ones. And the way I always determine that is you're actually bumping into them. Like if you're talking, for example, to the HR person at a big company, they're going to tell you they're bumping into these other companies, and those are the ones that are actually your competitors. The price per month, like how are you working that? I would be more clear on that. For example, is it $1 per month per employee? Is that the pricing model? Like, what is the pricing model that you're using? So I would get more clarity on that. That way, the investor and even somebody you're educating on this will understand what they're getting into. And yeah, no, those were my main points. Yeah.
All right. Thanks, David.
Thank
All
you,
right,
David.
Nolan?
Excuse me. Perfect. Okay, so generally the structure of the deck was way too much on here's the problem, here's more of the problem, here's a bit more challenges for corporates. You didn't actually tell me about your product till about 4 minutes into 12 of the 12 minutes. And I think you were even less than 12 minutes. So you didn't tell me what your solution was. You got to tell me a little bit more what it is right up front. You didn't tell me what your actual, I didn't see the product till 6 minutes in, and you didn't tell me your traction until the third last slide. So everything needs to be moved up, especially because you are a service business that is turning into a product. And the problem, the stigma that you have right out of the gate is that, no, this is still just a services company that is just trying to sell me an investor deck. And there are many companies that have a tremendous success turning services into products and scaling. Like there's nothing wrong with that, but there's also just as many examples of companies who just can't get out of we're still kind of a services company. And this is one-time revenue that someone's going to pay us for. And like anytime there's a language like program or service or any, like it's kind of you're shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. So you are pitching a product company. You can tell your story from a services background. You can tell that's why you have all these fantastic connections. You can show that you are extremely credible in the space for that reason. And like honestly, my group right now, we're actively in due diligence with a company that is that. This guy was a consultant. He solved the exact problem. He's productized it, and he has these big name clients that he's about to close because of that foot in the door and that expertise, and they're highly credible. So you need to be able to turn that into, this is why I'm going to be successful, but here's the product that we're going to deliver. And that part needs to just be bumped up way sooner in the slide deck. I think people kind of understand like you're hitting on a few good statistics, but you could just say all of that in half the time.
Okay.
I think, and just like generally for a lot of this stuff, it's like if you're not showing the numbers or showing the product, it puts us in the back of my, well, the product's not ready or the numbers are bad, right? Everyone's early stage. Like if you kind of hide that information, that means we're going to ask about it. And so you might as well be upfront and be more kind of honest about where things are. And that's okay. Like everyone's like, it's all a startup. It's all early stage. This is the reality of the situation. The other kind of big confusing piece to me, like you had this corporate partners language and then participating ambassadors with a bunch of logos. So interesting logos. What does that, like corporate partners, does that, like that needs to be either, but you kind of defined it, but even there it was like, okay, what does that really mean? Like, is Farm Boy going to, are they a customer? Are they not a customer? Are they in the pipeline? Where do they fall? And then the participating ambassadors, how is that different from this other thing? Right. And if it is like there's individuals at these companies that are helping with the pipeline, like I think that's a little bit premature to put the logo there, right? Unless it's like you have an active sales conversation with them, and maybe they are in your pipeline, they're just a little bit further up. And like there's the more typical pipeline side of like, first engagement, active contract conversation, beta, close kind of thing. And you can put all those logos a little bit more there, unless there is some other form of agreement. And you could say, or we've served these customers on the services side, from more of a consulting angle. And, we are confident we can convert half of them into customers. Right. And that's okay. Like, that's great too. You have reliable business connections. There's lots of reasons why they would trust you again with a product, or at least to try it. So I think it's just communicating a little bit more of your advantage of that service company, and not so much of here's a bit of the, like, leaving the questions that it's still very much a service company versus a product company. I think that was primarily my feedback. Yeah, on the competition side too, to follow up on David's. I didn't love it either because like the like your y-axis was like high impact on women. Like that's a very qualitative measure, or like it's not like that's something you can go to com and say, okay, well, like we know the impact that they have, it's this or that. Like it's you kind of making that up and putting it up. Like I think there needs to be just a better way to communicate who your competitors are. And it could be like extremely direct competitors. It could be general apps. It could be, and then you can just kind of bucket them a little bit more and list a few of the kind of pros and cons of those pieces, and less so about like trying to do the XY axis thing. And like, I know that's a common tool, but it's not, it doesn't always work for every business.
All right. Very good. I'm just going to